early voting turnout shattering records. I'll show you this. Take a look at these numbers. More than 35 million people have already voted in this election so far. You compare this to 2016 at the same point in time. Back then, just under 6 million people have voted. This is almost 6 times the number of people voting now versus 2016. So what do you make of this? Bobby Eberle is joining us. He's the president and CEO of GOPUSA.com and host of the 13-Minute News Hour. And Mark Williams, congressional chief of staff and Republican strategist. Good to see both of you here. Mark, I'll start with you, man. People are getting out. They're getting their vote out. They're voting early. We're seeing huge numbers already.
Yeah, no, and I think we can all agree that increased voter participation is good for our country and for our democracy, and so you'd like to see it on both sides. I don't think it's a bellwether for which way this election is going. I think people will try to prognosticate one way or another. But no, I think the pandemic certainly lends itself to people voting early and voting by mail. So you're going to see increased numbers one way or the other.
Bobby, is that accurate, though? Do you think this is all about the pandemic of folks voting, or are they encouraged by something else?
Well, I think they're getting motivated. I mean, obviously, Trump voters are excited. They are excited to get out there. Joe Biden, no one is excited about him. We see that poll after poll. The enthusiasm gap is real, and enthusiasm is clearly with President Trump. I think what you're seeing now is Democrats out there early. There's some organization in these battleground states. But the Republicans out there, conservatives out there, they want to vote in person. They don't care about, social distancing or mail-in ballots, things like that. They want to get out there. They want to cast that vote in person for President Trump. The one thing I would disagree with Mark is that we don't want just turnout for the sake of turnout. We want informed voters. If people are reacting to Joe Biden's smear ads or the media's presentation of COVID and lockdowns and fear and chaos, we don't want those people voting because they're not making intelligent decisions. Let's get the voters out there who know the issues. And when they do, it's obvious what we've done. We had that poll, that Gallup poll, shows 56% of the people believe that they are better off now than they were 4 years ago. That's despite the riots and looting and COVID. So people know what is going on. Those are the people that I want to get out to vote.
Well, let's talk about that, because it's not just early voting totals that are breaking the records. It's also voter registrations as well. In fact, Republicans making huge gains in several battleground states here. These are on your screen, including Florida, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. You can see Republicans adding between 50,000 and 150,000 more voters, according to the Associated Press, outpacing Democrats here, Mark. There is a surge in Republicans you've already seen for registration alone.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be huge on election day. I think the enthusiasm is there for sure. And I've heard from members of Congress on the ground in Pennsylvania that speak to the level of that level of enthusiasm in such an important swing state. I know it's something that we have concentrated on. The Republican Party has concentrated on since the last election, and I think we're starting to see those fruits come to bear. Bobby,
your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is awesome what we're seeing in Pennsylvania. And then the trend, what we're seeing in Florida. These races have been close. President Trump won in Florida, even though Florida has more registered Democrats, but that number is decreasing. 2016, 2018, 2020. We see that gap closing, and that could be big for President Trump in Florida, North Carolina, Pennsylvania. I think he runs a table with those states, Ohio, and I think it's going to be a good night on November 3rd.
All right, we'll leave it right there. A big preview of November 3rd, 13 days away. Bobby Eberle, Mark Williams, thank you very much.
Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-Minute News Hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.